Hi guys, it's Lockie here again with part 3 of the BD5. Before I go on to finishing that fuselage, I just thought I'd run through. I've made a I've made a couple of sections for to take an EDF. This is a 64 FMS EDF, which as you can see I've snipped off the two little lugs, which were quite useless anyway, and this actually just slides into the fuselage, and then the other one they lock in. But anyway, we'll put this together and see how we go. I've already put the little lugs on, the little hooks on section 5, which is the, as we always do, the back of the forward section. So we'll stick that one on first. I've done a test fit to make sure everything fits okay, and it does. So we'll run some glue around that and glue it into place. If you didn't see the two earlier videos I made, have a look. I've got a couple little bits on there that seem to be sticking. I'll just scrape them off. Yes, just have a look at the other two videos I made on this particular model. I'll put links below. Okay. Just have to make sure that this is on firmly, otherwise when we join the two together they won't fit properly. Just wipe off any excess. I actually like to set this on the bench, but of course you can't when it's got the lugs on. Yes, she's sitting nice right in. Okay, now we can glue the test fit, make sure, yeah, that's a bit tight, but it fits okay. So we'll glue this in place. This is F6 on the tail section. I'm just running a bit of glue just inside the little lip, and I believe I've said before, the little lip I put there so that the former can't slide in too far. I had problems with the first lot of formers I did, and they were very difficult to get into place because they would slip in too far, and then they wouldn't slip in far enough, and as you know, you've only got so much time with super glue, CA. So I decided to put this little lip on there, which helps. Okay, now we can hold it firmly against the bench to make sure everything's flat and that the spanner is in properly. There we go. We'll put former F4 onto the front of the third section. And somewhere to hold this thing. Okay. Again, we'll put it down on the bench to make sure we get a nice flat surface. Oh. Nearly glued it to the bench top then. A little bit of glue. In its place, so we'll just bend it up so it fits nice. Okay, so now we can, if we were flying as a pusher and we wanted to switch over to an EDF, all we have to do is pull out the rods, the carbon fibre tubes. We would have to remove the elevator push rod and the rudder push rod, and then we can simply knock out the last two parts. We know that goes up, so we can take out the back two parts. Need a little clearance through, it's a little bit tight. And we can slip in the EDF. I have actually removed the two little tabs on this FMS 64mm, and then we put the extensions on there and we'll put that through the tube there. Now we need to take out a little bit on this edge here for just for the motor cables. So I think it might be better to use a little scalpel for this. I'm simply just gonna, there's a little recess in there which gives you a guide to cut out. I could actually use a Dremel. That's all it needs, just a little cut out in there, just to allow the cables to pass through, and then we can knock the last section into place and replace the arrow shaft. And now we have an EDF rather than a pusher. Then we just replace the push rod for the elevator and the rudder, and we have an EDF. Okay, so go back to this section here, and in here we have the, what I'll do, I'll slip this section apart. In this section we have the marked on here, and a little recess for the rudder servo, and in the forward section we have a recess there for the elevator servo. So all we have to do is just run a knife down the edges of the recess. This is actually designed for a servo. It's actually designed for one of the HXT 900 9-gram servos from I get these from Hobby King. You can get this sort of thing from Banggood or AliExpress, or if you want, if you're really keen, you can use a metal geared servo. I've never bothered using metal geared servos. I've found, whilst I've had the odd one of these servos go wrong on me, in general I've had a pretty good run from it. And because we want the cable to come up, I'll just cut a little notch so that I can bring the cable through. Just put a little notch in there so I can bring the cable through. So there we go, we've got the servo there for the elevator, and if we do the same in this section here, we cut out the you'll notice that top and bottom are hardly need cutting because it doesn't really print. It doesn't really print that section properly. So and then we have a little somewhere, a little servo mount for this one to kick it up on a bit more of an angle, so it feeds into the rudder better. So that'll slide in there with a bit of luck. Okay, so slip that into there like so, and then that will simply glue on there like that. Let me just take that out of there again. You can actually see where that goes. I think I'll glue that in place first. Just lining that up with the hole that I've cut out. And then the servo can okay, so that's the rudder servo in place there. But there we go. That's the and then it's just a matter of connecting the before we go any further, always a good idea just to run the drill through, make sure that all the tubes, especially the tubes for the push rods, make sure they're clear. And then I'll be using a 1.5 1/16 piano wire for the push rods, and the rudder one will fit through there and come out there. And the elevator one will go right through the fuselage. Right through the fuselage and out to the elevator here. Okay, I think we'll leave that for now, and until next time guys, thanks for watching. I've also fitted or glued some magnets in the hatch and also in the fuselage there, so the hatch will now just hold on with magnets. I did originally put a slot in the back there to hook under there and just have 2 front magnets, and that would probably work too, but I thought I would put 4 magnets on anyway, and that holds on quite firmly. Thank you guys, bye bye.